Marion Stibbe, Director of the Partnering Initiative, and this video is a brief introduction to Partnerships for System Transformation. As the old saying goes, give a man a fish and he eats for a day. Teach that man to fish and he eats for a lifetime. Of course, the aphorism is too simplistic to reflect the complexity of the real world. It could only happen if the man happens to live by a thriving lake with fish stocks so sustainable it's able to support the needs of all the people who have been taught to fish. He must be able to afford to purchase and upkeep the necessary equipment to be able to fish, have the time to be able to spend fishing while also holding down a job that brings sufficient income for his family. He must have a security net of family or community-based support which would feed him when he's sick or old and cannot fish. And he must have refrigeration or other means of preservation for the weeks when the lake is too stormy to fish. Plus he must really like eating fish. International development is littered with examples where simplistic solutions to complex problems fail to deliver lasting change. Schools being built to improve education only to find there aren't sufficient teachers to teach in them. But then when you are actually training teachers, for example in rural areas, only to find that they migrate to the city where opportunities are brighter. Systems approaches appreciate that we live in a complex interconnected world, a system. They attempt to model one defined part of the overall system, understand the variety of complex interconnected entities and factors within it, and so be able to use a range of levers to adjust different aspects of the system simultaneously and adaptively. System transformation aims to use these levers to shift a system from the current unsustainable situation, unsustainable in terms of economic, social or natural resource terms, to a sustainable or at least more sustainable ongoing situation. In other words, it attempts to tackle the underlying causes and leave behind a self-sustaining, resilient legacy where little or no further action or ongoing external inputs are necessary. For example, subsistence farmers are often living in an unsustainable system. As well as environmentally damaging farming techniques, often they may only just be able to feed themselves and their families, even in good years. They are trapped in a poverty cycle, unable to invest in their farming practice in order to increase yields or scale up production to move beyond subsistence and ensure better lives for their families. There may be the potential for the farmers to come together into a cooperative, which would allow them to collectively purchase seeds at much discounted prices because they're purchasing in bulk. They can potentially borrow money more easily to invest in new equipment, which can then increase yields. They can collectively bargain when it comes to selling their produce and together produce sufficient quality and quantity to access whole new markets. Through a coherent system intervention, we can shift from subsistence farming to cooperative commercial farming, from an unsustainable to a sustainable system that delivers better livelihoods and better environmental protection. Multi-stakeholder partnerships are a perfect vehicle to deliver system transformation. They are able to bring together a formidable set of essential levers from policy and regulation to behavioural influence, from access to finance to capacity development, which can deliver a set of transformation pathways able to shift the system. In the case of the farmers, community leaders can deliver the lever of organisation, using their social capital to build trust and help to organise farmers into the cooperatives. NGOs or government extension services could build capacity for new farming practices. Finance institutions could provide micro-lending required for farmers to upgrade their equipment. Companies could invest in the cooperative and have guaranteed offtake purchase agreements once the quality and yield is sufficient. With enough vision and enough engagement, commitment and drive from the key players, multi-stakeholder partnerships can deliver systems transformations that can leave a permanent, ongoing legacy for people and planet.